Hey, if just like me, you're Indian and you're working abroad right now, maybe you're driving a taxi, maybe you're working in a restaurant, maybe you're stuck in a corporate job exactly as I was, and you're actually doing everything right, but it still doesn't move up. I need you to pay close attention to this video. Because see, doston, I was exactly where you are right now, and I almost wasted 10 years before I figure out what I'm about to show you. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to rank every major make money online model, everything I've tried, everything that I tested myself. We're gonna talk about dropshipping, crypto, content creation, coaching, affiliate marketing, freelancing, and I'm going to score each one against 5 criteria that actually matter for someone in your position. And let me tell you something, most of them are going to fail. They're gonna fail hard. And then by the end of this video, I'll show you the one model that passes every single test, the one I wish I found 10 years earlier. So doston, stay until the end because the reveal is going to change how you see everything. So before I get into it, I just want to share something. I see a lot of people online with big, bold claims, and I'm not here to sell you anything. In fact, I have a free school community where I'm just sharing everything I know from A to Z. And instead of telling you that you can make money online with the model I'm about to show you today, I just want to show you some proof. When you have the right information and the right model, you have people like Vikram. This guy is in my free school community. And guess what? He has been trying to make money online for years. He was stuck on freelancing platforms such as Upwork and Fiverr. He was charging low rates to Western clients. And then he just followed our model. And within 3 months, he signed one client at $1,500 a month. But you also have Karam. This guy was actually a Shopify agency owner, which means he was already in the game. But the only thing is that, he was bloated. He has like such a huge team, heavy operations, and he was charging super low prices. Again, I showed him this model I'm about to show you at the end of this video. And just because he applied what I'm about to teach you, he made more money from one client that he did from Upwork during an entire month. So I just want to tell you, people like you and I, like regular people trying to make money online, were stuck. But once I got the right information, everything changed. So before I get started, if you guys don't know me yet, my name is Vedank Mohan. I'm Indian. I grew up in Europe and I built Digital Brothers, which is the largest marketing agency in France in the info space. Over the past 5 years, we have generated 75 million euros for our clients, 14 million for ourselves. I grew my team to 40 people with offices in Dubai and in Brussels. Today, I surrounded myself with the best in the game. Alex Hormozi, Leila Hormozi, Eddie Malouf, Iman Ghazi, Serge Gattari, all these famous guys you are following. I'm literally in their masterminds, and the goal of this channel is to share everything with you. Now, I want you to understand something. I didn't grow up with any skills. In fact, my parents are immigrants. When they came to Europe, they had nothing. My dad was literally sleeping in a park. He didn't have any home. So as the elder of my family, I had to start working quite early. I had 2 side jobs. I was making pizzas at Domino's, and I was also a vendor in a shop. Plus, I was also following a master's degree. I got the degree because I wanted to please my parents. You know how it is. They need to feel proud. They need to be able to call their friends, the aunties and everything. I got a nice position in the bank. I got a nice car, but I know that I was stuck. Not because I wasn't working hard enough, but because as a foreigner, in every room you go in, there is an invisible cap. The only way out was to start my online business. And after running it for 5 years, I want to share everything I know with you. Alright, so now guys, we're going to start scoring the most famous ways to make money online. So let me grab my laptop, and before I actually get into this, I want to tell you, all these models works. In fact, I have tried them all myself. But what I want you to understand is that you need to find the model that works for you. It depends on your personality, it depends on what you like, it depends on the time you want to invest as well, on the capital you have. So just because someone is making shit tons of money with dropshipping doesn't mean that you will succeed. It really depends on your personality. Now, for the sake of this exercise, we're going to use 5 criteria to score all the different models. The first thing we're going to evaluate is how much time do you need to actually make money? How much time do you need to collect the first dollars? Then it's going to be the capital required. Do you need any sort of capital to start? Number 3 is going to be the skills you need to acquire. Do you actually need to develop any skill set? Do you need to learn anything? Then it's going to be income stability. Once you start making money, does it last? And 5 is going to be the ownership, especially the client relationship ownership. Does the client actually belongs to you, or is it a client that belongs to the platform? All right, so the first model we're going to rank is dropshipping. Actually, I started with dropshipping. So dropshipping is a model where you find a product, let's say from China. You can find it for a cheap price, and you actually make a website. You work hard on the marketing to just increase the perceived value, and you market it in other countries. It might be in the US, in Europe, whatever. You sell it for a higher price, and that's how you make your money. So as I said, dropshipping is pretty good. However, you need to understand that it's super competitive. Honestly, there is no barrier to entry. Think about it. You don't need to show your face. You don't need a lot of capital. You don't need to create a product. It's super easy to launch. Actually, you just need an internet connection, a laptop, or in a couple of hours, and you're done. So the time to first income is going to be 30 to 60 days. And this is revenue. I'm not even talking about profit. And also, I'm assuming that you have the right product, the right store, that you know how to market, and that your ads are working. Capital required. Everyone tells you that you need less than $500 to get started. started. It's not true, especially nowadays. It was maybe true in 2021, but today people have AI agents launching stores back to back every single day. So it's super competitive. The market is invaded with dropshipping products. So you really need between $1,000 to $5,000 to test properly and find your winning products. So the capital required is pretty high. Next is going to be skills acquisition. My friend, you need to learn paid ads, you need to learn market research, how to find a product, you need to be able to handle Chinese suppliers, no offense, and in fact you need like at least 6 to 12 months to be competent. Income stability, almost none, because let me tell you something that happened to me. Whenever you start spending on your ads, whenever you have a winning product, everyone has their eyes on you. Everyone is watching you, everyone is trying to copy you. I had a brand called Selexo. I had crazy people using the same website, the same everything, my creatives, my face, and they just replaced the O by 0 on the website. So it was literally a copycat and people were making money with my product. This is a dropshipping game and you don't know how powerful your competitors might be. And last criteria, the client ownership is going to be 0 because you depend on suppliers, on platforms, and also ad networks all at the same time. So again, this model works if you have capital, if you have knowledge, and if you have skills. But for someone just get started, it's going to be red everywhere, which means 0. Very risky. Now, let's talk about a second way to make money online. Crypto and stocks and trading and all these things. So first of all, you need to understand that you need capital. Of course you can make some money, but it's literally like gambling. And just to tell you, I'm investing in crypto and stocks myself, but I made a lot of mistakes. I lost a lot of money. I just asked the editor to put a screenshot here, but I lost almost 300 grand in crypto, like $300,000. It's literally a house. So if you really want to make money, you need capital and you need to play hard with the money you don't need. And honestly, if you really want to be good in crypto, you need to spend years studying charts. You need to be connected every single time. Yes, maybe you can automate a bit with bots, AI, whatever. But my point is, at the end of the day, you need strong capital to get started. And also you need to be able to play with money you don't need on a daily basis. So I would say time to first income pretty fast if you are lucky. Capital required super high. Skill acquisition, real mastery take years. See, I literally have access to the best networks. And just because I wasn't interested enough, I burned money. Income stability, I would say it's unpredictable because a bad month can just wipe all your profits. Client ownership, there is no client. You are your own client. You are just gambling with your own money. So again here, I'm going to put red everywhere and the last column doesn't even apply. Now, let's talk about a big one. Content creation. Content creation is good. I respect creators. In fact, a lot of my friends and clients are content creators. Honestly, it's not the fastest way to make money online. Just have a look at me. I'm just starting my YouTube channel. I didn't need to show my face to be able to work with the biggest client in my industry. I didn't need to create content either to make 14 million in sales for my agency. And again, creating content and creating a brand is super important. Otherwise, I won't be doing it. But you have to understand that it's a long-term play. It might take 6 to 18 months before you are able to monetize. Capital required, I would say it's pretty low. You just need like a camera, maybe a video editing software. And you know, people think that skill acquisition is pretty low, but in reality, you need to be able to work on your presence on camera. You need to be able to understand how to grab people's attention and how to keep it. You need to understand how to optimize your titles and your SEO. And also it requires like a lot of discipline. So honestly, it's at least 12 months to get a traction. For the income stability, I would say that you depend on the algorithm. And as I always say, you have to take care of your own success. So if you just put like a random variable in between you and your success and your goals, then it's probably not the best way to make money anyway. I mean, even if you have an audience, the platform has the ownership. So let's say they actually just shut down your account or your YouTube channel. You're just going to start again from scratch. So this one, I'm going to score it red everywhere. And now let's move to the next one. Digital products, info products, coaching companies. So I love this business model. Actually, my agency made millions serving these type of clients. However, if you want to launch a digital product for yourself, it's super competitive. So the time to make your first dollar online can be super fast. I mean, if you already have some following, some audience, it's going to be easy. The capital required is low because it's a digital asset. You can create your digital product or your online course in minutes with ChatGPT or Claude, and then you just have to record it or you can just voice over. However, if you don't have any audience, you might need some money for ads. Skill acquisition, I would say it still requires some camera presence. It still requires you to understand business economics because even though margins are high, if you don't know what you're doing, you are just going to blow up your money away. Income stability, it's either feast or famine unless you spend time building a community, which means means going back to content creation. And here's the real problem. You really need to be super good at understanding the market because honestly, there is a lot of competition out there. So I'm going to put red, yellow, red, red, red. It's not the easiest one. Now, model number 5, affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing means that obviously you are taking care of the marketing of a company. So let's say someone has its own product or service. You will be in charge of getting them customers. However, they are only going to pay you when they actually make money from the customers you send them. So honestly, it's not an easy game. Time to first income, it can literally take months. Capital required, you need money for ads, or you need to find a content creator, or you need to be able to create content yourself. So you need capital. In terms of skills you need to acquire, there are a lot of skills you will need to acquire. Traffic generation, SEO, building funnels, finding the right offer. So yeah, it will take some reps. Income stability. Just understand that it's kind of like dropshipping. You are selling and promoting someone else's product. You don't have any control on the product. And the company you are working for, they might change the commission structure at any time, which means that sometimes you just get screwed up. There is no clients that belongs to you. You are sending all the clients to the company itself. So again, for that one, I'm going to put red everywhere. Now, next model, freelancing. Freelancing means that, you just find your way to make some money online. You might be like a video editor, thumbnail creator. You might be a marketer like me. You might create websites, whatever. And this one hurts because most of you guys have already tried it. So the time to first income is pretty fast, especially nowadays because everyone is going online to hire freelancers. Capital required is almost zero. Skill acquisition, you probably have some skills if you have tried it. And if not, you can leverage AI anyway to do it for you. But here's where the model breaks. Income stability. Let's be honest. You are completely project dependent, which means that you just rely on platforms such as Upwork and Fiverr to make money. You're just waiting for clients to come to you. You finish one project, you need another. And basically the customers who go on these platforms, these guys, they are just looking for the cheapest price. And there is always someone cheaper than you. It's just a race to the bottom. Client ownership, you don't own the client. The client belongs to the platform. There is literally a middleman taking a commission between you and the client. They raise fees, they change the commission structure. And the most painful point is that it's super competitive. And honestly, it's good to start making some money online. But the problem is most of you guys are getting comfortable. Because it pays your bill, you stay stuck in this model forever. And guess what? The last model I'm going to reveal you is actually going to destroy most of the freelancers out there. So for this one, it's going to be green, 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 and then red and red for the last ones. Now, let's talk about the model. The best model I would use if I had to start over again today. And actually the model I'm teaching to my students, the model I'm using with my clients to help them make money online. This model is called the AI Augmented Agency. First, let me explain you the model. See, every business in the world, it might be a restaurant, a gym, a dentist, an online business, an e-com store, whatever, they all have one problem in common above everything else. They all need more clients. So I want you to understand, marketing and client acquisition is not optional for a business. It's the most important thing, because if you don't have clients, it means that you are not making money. And without that, nothing else matters. You cannot pay your bills, you cannot pay your rent, you cannot pay your employees. And here's the problem. The attention economy has shifted entirely. Just look at your behavior. Most of us are scrolling all day long. We have a very short attention span. So it's pretty difficult for all these businesses out there to promote themselves and to grab people's attention. So your role with this model is to find any type of business you like and help them to get customers. And you get compensated with a monthly retainer, which means that every single month they are paying you because you're bringing them customers. You can start with $500 to $1,000 a month. That's how I started. One client in average will take you 2 hours per week, which means that if you have 3 clients, that's 6 hours a week, and you can go up to $3,000. And that's the foundation you're going to build over the next 3 months. I'm not going to lie to you and say you're going to make $10,000 overnight. That's not true. You might get there. In fact, with this model, my agency scaled to more than $450,000 a month. But it's the best way to get started because AI can do the fulfillment for you, which means that you don't need a lot of skills. If you can talk, if you can write, it's going to be easy. The revenue stream is predictable. It's kind of like a salary. See, it's like Netflix. If you don't pay, they cut your subscription. And this time, you are Netflix. They don't pay, you cut their client acquisition system. So of course, they're going to pay you because you're getting them clients. There is no platforms between you and the client. You own the client relationship. Now, let me score this model. So the time to first income, you can get your first client in 30 days. And I'm going to show you some proof. You just need one offer, one service. You need to pick one industry and you need to start reaching out to them. Capital required, you just need a laptop, internet connection. That's it. Oh yeah, of course, you might need ChatGPT or Claude. Anyway, it's going to cost you less than $50 a month to get started with these tools. Skill acquisition. So pretty interesting because nowadays you don't need to learn how to code. You don't need to learn how to design, how to create campaigns. You just need to understand the principles because AI can do the work for you. I mean, when I got started with this model 5 years ago, I had to take a master's degree in marketing, all the Google certifications certifications. I had to go through a lot of trials and error. I had to learn everything myself. I paid for crazy masterminds. And at the end of the day, even myself in my agency, I'm using AI today. I'm not doing the work myself. All my employees are using the AI augmented model. Income stability, you're getting monthly retainers. You're getting paid every single month. And then client ownership, you find them, you close them, you manage them directly. There is no platform in the middle. So here I'm going to put green everywhere. So if you look at this model, it's green everywhere. Just have a look at the other models. Again, doesn't mean that they're bad. It just means that if your goal is to have an income stream, online income stream within the next 90 days, and you want to do all of this without having a strong capital, without showing your face, without having to create content, this is going to be the best model for you. Now, as promised, I'm going to show you some proof. I have a free school community, and inside the community, I'm sharing everything I know about this model, everything I wish I had when I got started. And only with my free content inside this community, you have people making money, and they didn't know anything about the model when they got started. For instance, you have Sahil. This guy was stuck on Fiverr and Upwork, freelancing platform. He was charging between $300 and $500 per client. And guess what? He was getting Western clients. That's where the game is. However, they were not coming to him for the right reasons. They were not coming to him for his skill sets. They were coming to him because he was cheap. He applied a couple of techniques I'm sharing for free inside my community, and within a month, he closed a client for $2,500 a month. You also have Jatin. This guy was stuck in the freelancing loop, going from project to project to project. He applied the system I'm teaching inside my community. He launched his service, and a couple of weeks later, he's making $1,000 a month. And on the Western side, I'm sharing the same stuff with European clients. And you have Arthur and Diane, a very nice couple. They're from France, and they're helping local businesses to get more clients thanks to AI, thanks to this model. They went from zero to 10,000 euros a month, which is approx $12,000, all in 3 months. And they didn't have any skills. They only know how to talk. So guys, it's the same model. It's the same principles. The only difference is that everyone has a different starting point. And by the way, if you want to put your hands on the full system, meaning how you can actually find a service to offer, how you find clients, in which market, how do you price, how do you reach out to them, how do you close them, how do you sign them, how do you collect money, and how do you deliver the service, everything is inside my free school community. All you have to do is click on the link in the description, you join, you watch the masterclass, you apply, and you win. Now guys, it's very important that you understand this. If you just watch this video and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do it later, let me tell you, you will be stuck in 6 months. Now guys, let me show you something. For 5 years, I built this model. My main business model is actually helping my customers to get more customers. I'm running an agency on a daily basis, and I built this agency from scratch the hard way. A team of 40 people. I had video editors, copywriters, media buyers, automation specialists, sales reps, everything. And today, a small stack of AI tools replaced 80% of what my team was doing. And don't get me wrong, it's not perfect, not always, but it's well enough so that any AI operator, meaning one guy from my team who actually understands the principles, can just correct the agent, correct the AI when there is a mistake. And my point is, nowadays, a strong team that is using the AI augmented agency model can outperform a big agency with offices everywhere in the world. That's what you need to understand. And this is where you have the power, because now that you have less cost than all these big agencies, you can charge a decent price, provide shit tons of value, and it's a win-win situation. And I want you to understand something. It's very easy to operate. You just need to understand human psychology. You just need to learn how to find these clients, how to reach out to them, what to tell on a sales call. And then once you have them, the AI will do the labor for you. We are entering in a new era, and there is an open window, an open door in front of you now. This is why timing matters. See, most of the businesses are confused with AI. They know they need it, but they don't know how to use it. They only know about ChatGPT and Claude. They're just having conversations with them. That's it. How can I prepare a meal with the ingredients I have in my fridge? They don't know that they can actually use AI to help with their business operation. And I can tell you something. The operators who are going to implement this model are going to make a lot of money within the next 36 months. After that, the window will be closed. But now, it's open. Now guys, I know that some of you might be thinking that it's not for you because maybe your English isn't perfect. And I will tell you something, my English isn't perfect either. In fact, my first language is Hindi, then it was French. So I have a pretty weird accent. After 2,000 sales calls we have done in my agency, I can tell you one thing. The client doesn't care about how you look. He doesn't care about your accent. He only cares about what you can do for them, what kind of results you can bring to the table. And that's the point. And moreover, if you are really worried about your accent, just understand that the first steps you're going to take to sign a client, they're all written. You're sending an email, sending an Instagram DM, sending an audit document. You're not talking to them. The moment they actually jump on a call with them, you have demonstrated enough value, because otherwise they will not be interested to actually jump on a call. And that's where you have leverage, because they came for a reason. They're coming because they have a problem. And then the accent doesn't matter anymore. Now, maybe some of you are thinking, oh, I don't know anything about marketing. I mean, come on. When I started, I was making pizzas. I didn't have a clue about what marketing was. And I learned the hard way. I had to follow a master degree. I went through courses. I worked for free for some clients. I learned the hard way because there was no AI. And if the old me was able to do it, I guarantee you can do it too. And let me tell you something. Most of the people you saw, most of my case studies and testimonial, they didn't know anything about marketing either. And again, you don't have to learn marketing because AI is going to handle marketing for you. You only have to learn how to find these clients, what to tell them so they can actually jump on a call with you, how to talk to them so they pay. And you just have to understand human psychology. The AI tools will handle all the work you need to do. Everything that took me years to learn is now handled by AI. And now some of you might be like, oh, I don't have time, because I'm already working 10 to 12 hours a day. I have kids, whatever. And I will tell you something. The first 90 days are the hardest. You are literally building while you are working. But here's the math. Let's take the worst case scenario. Let's say you sign 2 clients at $500 per month each. That's $1,000 on top of your salary, only for a couple of hours. So you don't need to go crazy about this. First, you just need to start working like 1 hour a day. And then you're gonna build slowly. Then once you actually have a client, then you double down, you scale. And then you can make the decision if you wanna go all in about this, or if you just want to keep this as a side income. So I want you to understand this. You just need to take one step at a time. Now, I want you to imagine this. 6 months from now, you are working from home. You have 4 clients. Let's say a dental practice in London, a real estate agency in Dubai, a beauty salon, and 2 clients in the US, whatever. These guys, they pay you every single month. You only have to keep the client relationship. You have to talk with them by message, maybe jump on a call every other week. And the AI is doing all the work for you. Every single month, you are getting paid. At the first of the month, you have some money hitting your bank account. You know how much money you're gonna make before the month even starts. You own the relationship. You own the pipeline, and you can at least have some freedom. You take control of your life, and that's what I want for you. And let me tell you something. As a foreigner, as an Indian, you have work ethics, you have the discipline, you have proven it just by surviving in conditions that were not done for you. The only thing missing is the right model, and this is the model. So take action now, implement this model, join my free school community. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and drop me a comment if you have any questions. And again, once we hit 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a live draw, and one of our followers will win the latest MacBook Air and also a one-on-one mentorship session with me. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.